the things I'm going to show today are along the lines of exactly what Lance was talking about, making it as easy as possible for your customers to pay. If you lower the friction in acquisition, when they're reserving online, when they're moving in online, you're going to convert more. If you make it as easy as possible for them to pay after they've moved in, you're going to have less tenants delinquent. It's going to be easier to collect from them when they are delinquent. So the first feature we're going to show here with Sneha's help, we're going to have two things going. The star of the show here is, again, the cell phone in this particular situation, so I'm going to have my cell phone up on the screen. Sneha's going to be demonstrating what's happening in Hummingbird. So this feature is called the payment link. What it is a single-purpose web page with a randomly generated URL where your tenants can go to pay their balance. They don't have to log in. When you have something like this, you're going to see a bunch of different applications for it. So the first one that we're going to talk about is, I think Sneha moved me in, and we're doing this on a live property. Sneha moved me into
Storelocal Reno.
Storelocal Reno last night. Okay.
I got a rental.
No.
Well, I haven't paid yet.
It's under Justin's. That's right.
Oops. Oh, I changed my password, so Lance could do it. So you can see over there in Sneha's screen, I think she's got me up. I have a balance owing. Yeah, there's the obligatory dog background. Yeah, you're welcome. So Sneha is going to go, imagine maybe she phoned me or I phoned, and we're talking on the phone, and I want to pay my balance. So Sneha is going to send me a text using the communication tools in Hummingbird, and you're going to see she can send a little message there, and there's a button at the bottom, a little $sign button. When she clicks that, it puts a link in this text or it puts it in the email, and we're going to get that on my phone, and you're going to see what it looks like when I go to that and how easy it is for me to pay.
And those of you can't see, right, this is your tenant profile. This is a live account with Justin, and it looks like you have a balance due, of 95 or 96.55. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I'm going to send the text.
Okay. I'm going to trip here in a second. There we go. I got a text. Your account is past due. Thanks, Sneha. So I've got the link here. You can see renter.link. When I go to this, opens up in Safari. It goes to a website that has your logo. It looks like your website. It shows the balance. It shows the space they've rented, the information that they would expect to see if they're going to pay their balance.
And no login.
No login. No login for this.
Logins are death to business these days. For anything.
Oops.
So say they owe for multiple months. Is it going to show the total amount due, or is it just like...
Yeah, so look at this here. So I just expanded. We've got 96.55, and it shows a breakdown. There's some rent for January 31st, and then there's also, because that's when we moved me in, and then there's also rent for the month of February. And so it shows the different invoices, and it shows all the line items on the invoices. So they can look at exactly what they're paying. The other thing that you'll notice on here is there is no personal information. And that's really important here because this is a public URL. If I forwarded this to you, you could go to it, and you could pay for me if you wanted to. I don't know why you would, but you could. There's nowhere on the Internet is there a link to this page except where we send it to that single person. But it's also still important that we don't put personal information on there. These links are time-bound. You see the countdown at the top there. It's only valid for 24 hours. Or if I pay it, then it also expires. Okay? And we'll show that afterwards. When I pay this bill, if I come back to this again, it's just going to say this link has expired.
Nicole had a good question. What if they have multiple units?
You can send it multiple units too.
Yep.
Yeah.
So is that going to be multiple links?
No.
One link.
So yeah.
That's,
go ahead, Sneha.
Yeah. On the communication center here, you choose by tenant or by space. Mm-hmm. So if you just choose a space, it will send the amount only for that space. If you choose tenant, it'll send for all the spaces under that tenant.
So only one transaction the customer would have to complete?
Only one transaction.
That's correct, yeah.
Yes.
Will it allow you to make a partial payment? You know how, like, at the last day of the month, it typically automatically applies the next month?
Yeah.
But you don't actually have to pay for both months, so will it let them pay?
So right now there's no partial payment. I'm paying $96.55. I don't have the ability. So what it does is it's just what are the open invoices that are unpaid. So when you end up that situation on the last day of the month, you'll see I've got last month and the next month's coming up.
Is this an item that's going to be automated, or is this an item that has to be manually clicked?
Yeah,
We're going to get there. Yeah,
wait
there's
for
lots of good stuff.
automation.
This is the foundation. Yeah. So first thing, Sneha, she actually just manually sent me a text. So this is my iPhone.
But this is great though.
Yeah.
From if you're taking calls, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when we get into automation, like you show up to the gate and it won't let you in. Boom.
Yep.
You
can see there's a lot of automated applications for this. So this is on my iPhone. I'm in Safari. That's a very common platform here. So when I go to billing address, we didn't pre-fill anything. There is some automation. We're just going to show it. We're just going to get through one payment, and then we'll show the other ways we can take it. I love that you're asking these questions, though. That's great. I'll go faster. Yeah. So when I tap in the billing address, standard iPhone, Safari, I've already saved my address because I check out places all the time. So it populates that in there. Now I do have to select my state here. When I get to my credit card, I've saved my card and Lance's card. I will use mine today.
Great. That's news to me.
Yeah. And actually, hold on. I don't even remember the expiry for my own card. Was it 5/27? Yeah. All right. So now, before you guys all write it down, I'm going to hit the make a payment button. All right. So you get the thank you for your payment. We're getting the email with the receipt to my email address. That's on file. This is as if I'd phoned in and made a payment, or if I'd come out of the store. And you can see the balance is updated there. So that is what the payment link looks like. So you can also send the payment link from the move-in screen. So if Sneha's going to move me into another space, you can show how if you're on the phone with the tenant, you're moving them in over the phone.
Should we have her switch to the big screen?
Let's maybe do that, yeah, because you guys have seen the good part here. So
you can stay there. The cord will reach you.
The cord is plenty long.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Are we going to incorporate Apple Pay or anything?
Yes. Yeah, we're working on Apple Pay, Google Pay, PayPal, Venmo, Smoke.
You guys are stealing my whole presentation in like the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like it.
All right. Stand behind the TV. So if Sneha's going to move me in, you can see there's a send payment link button in the move-in process. So you can do the same thing. You can collect payment on move-in if they're not on site. So this is if I had my phone still hooked up, would go to my phone, I'd get the same experience, and we repeat what we just saw. The other really great place you'd want to have this is in your delinquency automation. You already send text and email saying, hey, you haven't paid your bill. Now, when Sneha gets there, you'll be able to see that you can drop in a token, which is payment link. So when they get this email, when they get this text message, they don't have to go to Mariposa and log in, which is great, like they used to, or call you. They can literally click that button on their phone or on their computer, and they can pay right there without having to log in.
Sorry, I have to do this again. I just did a mistake, so let me do this.
Justin.
This
Now.
So what's the token?
Yeah, we'll show you in a second. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of Sneha. She'll punish me later.
You're going to show them how to go home tonight.
Yeah.
So this is how in the move-in you can choose.
Yeah, okay, we're back to the moving. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, we can send the payment link. Sneha can send text or email or both.
I'm going to go to delinquency.
Okay, and now we'll go look at delinquency. Yeah. So we've got the delinquency timeline for this property. There's already is there an action in there for the text? Okay, we're going to add one.
I'll just create one.
Yeah.
And in your merge fields.
Very top one, payment link. So you can craft your own pay me or else text and drop the payment link wherever feels appropriate to you. So Lance talked about, another place that we want to get this, which we don't have yet, is if someone goes to your gate and they key in and they can't get in because they're locked out. Wouldn't it be great if their phone immediately chirps and says, "Oh yeah, I see you're trying to get in. Want to know how you do that? Click this link."
Yeah. And that'll require access control systems that have certain levels of APIs, right, to perform functions like that, as well as we're working with companies to text to open gates, scan, take a picture to open gates, things like that. Right? We could do, with that same technology, we could do license plate readers to open gates. We can do a lot of things, but when we have that ability, we can back it up with stuff like this, like, oh, by the way, you're past due. Here's the link, pay, gate opens, you're done.
So like Lance alluded to, and someone mentioned here, that one of the next things we're working on this, and it's going to show up in other places as well, we're going to talk about it more today, is, wow, Apple Pay and Google Pay. Wouldn't that be sweet? You don't even have to have your Safari information saved in Safari. You can just double tap, and you're good. So we are working on that right now. That was something I'll just say I really did want to show today. It was not a prototype that was ready enough for prime time, but we are actively working on that so that we can put it places like this. We can put it in Mariposa.
We're pushing global payments as hard as possible, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have that many choices out there in payment land, but we're on it really hard.
And when you start doing that, again, you're lowering the number of clicks, you're lowering the number of key taps, and then with things like that, you can also get billing information. You can pre-populate fields, like just reducing the friction to convert and reducing the friction to pay.